Once the President and Commander-in-Chief has concluded inspecting the parade, we will have the parade march past in slow and quick time, and also an arms display of selected UPDF arms. They will join in after the parade has marched past in a quick time. And the UPDF arms expected to join the parade are the UPDF paratroopers under the Special Forces Command, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, some of our aircraft systems, and finally, by some platforms of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. The newly sworn-in President of the Republic of Uganda for the new term 2026-2031 is still inspecting the parade. The UPDF arms that will join the parade later on are the paratroopers, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, and aircraft systems, and the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The Uganda People's Defense Forces will have, the Uganda People's Defense Air Forces will have the Cobra formation, composed of helicopters, the Sparrow formation, the Eagle formation, the Puma formation, and the Tiger. His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief, accompanied by the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor for Special Operations, is just about to conclude the noble duty of inspecting the parade as Commander-in-Chief for the first time in the new administration that will run from this day, May 12, 2026, to May 12, 2031.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa ukaguzi wa gwaride ya kuapisha, na waomba kuendelea na gwaride. Mheshimiwa Rais.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President-elect, now sworn-in President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, has finished inspecting the parade. He will shortly be ushered into his position, and then we will have the parade march in slow and quick time, followed by arms display elements that will also participate in the parade, and thereafter the parade will march in review order. Earlier on, we witnessed the noble and constitutional duty performed by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda. We also thank Her Excellency the Vice President for managing that part of the program very well. His Excellency the President is resuming his position in the very, very important persons tent, and thereafter the parade commander will take over and conduct the parade in slow and quick time. The parade commander, Brigadier General John Bosco Senguza, has invited the brass band composed of the UPDF, the Uganda Police, and the Uganda Prison Service to assume their position as the parade prepares for the march past in slow and quick time.
Gwada napita mbele kwa heshima, kwa mwendo wa pole na mwendo wa haraka. Kikundi cha kwanza chuongoza kwa ujumla, chapa miguu.
Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the color party is right in front of the dais. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the parade has switched to quick march. And at the end of the quick march, we will have UPDF arms that I earlier pointed out joining the parade. The paratroopers under the Special Forces Command, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, some of our anti-aircraft systems, and the air platforms of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. The color party is right here with us in quick march. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, like I had earlier alerted you, the parade is now being joined by UPDF arms. We will have the paratroopers land on these grounds anytime from now. But in the meantime, the arms display is led by the UPDF Artillery Division. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing now in front of you is some of the UPDF arms that have joined the parade at this point, led by the UPDF Artillery Division. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the story of the UPDF has been told for a long time, but every time the story is as fascinating to listen to as the first time. The UPDF traces its humble beginnings to the National Resistance Army, a small guerrilla force that launched a protracted people's struggle in February 1981 under the indefatigable leadership and visionary leader of the resistance, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This was a small and tiny group of fighters, 42 in number, 27 armed, which attacked Kabamba on February 6, 1981. In 1986, the NRA became the National Army, and upon the adoption of the 1995 Constitution, was renamed the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The NRA, now UPDF, has transformed over the years, and these are some of the very modern equipment in the possession of the Uganda People's Defense Forces that has ensured we keep the peace and security in our country and contribute to regional peace and stabilization operations. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, in front of you are still elements of the UPDF Artillery Division. Today, the UPDF is a very robust and modern, powerful military force that has achieved many things over the years. The peace and security, which I just talked about, anchored on key modernization and professionalization themes such as equipped and trained for combat and peace support operations. And indeed, what you see here are some of those arms that define the UPDF as a modern, experienced combat force that is ready to do its job. The Field Artillery Division is commanded by Major General Daniel Kakono. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, right now in front of you are elements of the motorized infantry division of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. These are armored fighting vehicles, very important force multipliers on the battlefield that work closely with infantry troops to achieve our military objectives. These are elements of the Motorized Infantry Division. The UPDF is equipped and trained for combat, and we are ready for any assignment as guided by the President and the Commander-in-Chief. The UPDF has also greatly enhanced its rapid deployment capability and our ability to sustain the tempo of operations in any environment. As you can see, the different arms of the UPDF imply the UPDF's well-attained capability to conduct joint combined operations, enhancing our interoperability between the different services and arms, and ensuring we keep at pace with modern technology systems. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, these are still elements of the UPDF Motorized Infantry Division. As a modern, well-constituted and organized People's Army, the UPDF is made up of 4 services. We have the Land Forces, the Air Forces, the Special Forces Command, and the Reserve Force. The UPDF Artillery Division and the Motorized Infantry Division are ground-based force multipliers that support the infantry to decisively achieve their military objective. The Uganda People's Defense Forces are well trained, well equipped, and there is no task that is too difficult for the UPDF to achieve. Indeed, as a reminder, and especially as information for some of our visitors today, the NRA, now Uganda People's Defense Forces, since the 1995 Constitution, has decisively defeated close to 30 insurgent groups that sought to destabilize the hard-won peace and stability in our country. We are aware that our immediate post-independence history was nothing but volatile, a period of great instability that was characterized by military dictatorships and governments of the day that had no respect for human rights, that instituted state-inspired violence against defenseless citizens. And as the Motorized Infantry Division concluded their march past. We are now joined, Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, by some of the UPDF anti-aircraft systems that have now also joined the parade. What you are seeing before you are some of the UPDF anti-aircraft systems. They supplement the efforts of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force to keep Uganda's airspace safe and secure, and to engage from the ground hostile objects in the air within the territory of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the functions of the Defense Forces include the preservation and defense of our sovereignty and territorial integrity of this country. And as you can see, we are well equipped to undertake that function. We also cooperate with and support the civilian authority in national emergencies and other disasters. And most importantly, we promote and foster strong harmony, understanding between the Defense Forces and the Wananchi. Your Excellencies, before you are still some of the systems of the Uganda People's Defense Forces and aircraft capabilities. They are part of this parade. Any moment now, we will also witness the dropping of paratroopers on these very grounds. The other arm of the UPDF, the Uganda People's Defense Air Force, will also join the parade any moment from now, approaching these parade grounds from the eastern direction. From its early beginnings and its inception, the UPDF has been built on a strong foundation of discipline, ethics, and accountability. We respect the rule of law, we respect human rights, and we adhere to our military code of conduct. And those who fail to keep pace with the laws of Uganda and those of the military, we have our justice systems that ensure we remain a disciplined and accountable force. And perhaps our strongest and most important force multiplier is our strong civil-military cooperation. The UPDF is because of the strong support we get from the Wananchi, but also quite significant has been the consistent and visionary support and the guidance of His Excellency the President and the Commander-in-Chief, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, that has turned us into what we are. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests here, our paratroopers are already airborne. Our paratroopers are already airborne, and they will be landing on these very grounds. In 1986, and even in the 1990s, the UPDF did not have any special forces, let alone paratroopers to talk about.
This one's up with you instructing the people there so that they can come down.
And in this respect, I want to salute the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who was for a long time the commander of the Special Forces